What is up? Hold on, let me pause this. I was just watching a little bit of that Merlin. You know what I'm saying? So actually, let me hop this thing off right off the bat. Last time I was talking about diets. You know, being I'm not a vegan. I'm not any of that. I'm just eating normal, whatever is there, right? But I am starting soon to go into vegetarian. What I'm gonna try to do is vegetarian, and I'm gonna probably eat meat like once a week, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But also, since I mentioned Merlin, another good tactic that people don't realize is keeping your mind focused on certain things. So if you're watching movies and TV shows and certain things that display a lot of magic spells like Charmed or Merlin or supernatural stuff like the show Supernatural with all of the sigils they use and all of that kind of stuff. So tons of magic in that. If you're watching shows like The Tomorrow People, Push, which was that movie about telekinesis, Jump, which is the movie about what's it called, teleporting and shit like that, right? So what happens is, if you're watching those types of shows, those types of movies, your mind is constantly getting, you know, magic is real, magic is real, magic is real. You know, magic, all of these things, you know, some people say it's completely imaginary. It's in your imagination, that's where it ends. Other people say it's 100% real, 100% real. It's actually both. You see, some people, magic works for them as a psychological thing. You do this spell, and the spell works within you as a what would I call it? It works within you, like in your subconscious, right? So if you decided to say something like, all right, you know, like how if you make some money spell, and your money spell is saying something like, I can't believe everything's going so well for me. My job is amazing. Money is flowing all the time. And you're saying something like this, right? So now what's happening is, subconsciously, you're like recording yourself saying these things, and when you're at work, that pops back up. But subconsciously, you don't notice. Oh, my job is amazing. Your job might not be that great, but you're thinking it's amazing. So you think it's amazing, what happens? You get a smile on your face. You can't see my smile, but I'm smiling. You get a smile on your face. You start to believe that it's amazing. And when you're happier, you work better. Time goes faster. That job that you don't like that much, you know, it feels like the day was cut in half, but you work the full day, you get your money is flowing in. Maybe you stumble onto something else, you pick up a side job, online job, something like this, and you start making more money, because subconsciously you told yourself that you was going to. So when the opportunity arose for you to make more money, you was ready to grab it. You see what I'm saying? So if you're an atheist, if you don't believe in magic at all, magic can still work for you if you understand it psychologically. But at the same time, it is real, because there are forces, there are energies within us and without us that can be used, right? And these forces, depending on how we use them, you know, it's going to do things, both, again, psychologically, but also in the real life. The same way, if somebody prays to Jesus, right, and they believe Jesus is going to do something for them, even if Jesus wasn't real, which I'm not saying that, I'm just saying, even if he wasn't real, psychologically, you're going to believe the greatest, most strongest, best guy in the world has my back. And that does something to you. That makes you feel different. It's like an ultimate placebo effect. Now, I'm not saying it's fake. I'm just saying, if it was fake, the effects would still be real, like a placebo. You know, the doctor gives you this pill, tells you it's going to cure everything. The next day, you feel amazing. You keep taking that pill, all of your symptoms are gone. Then you find out those pills are just sugar. You know, that pill was just sugar. It was actually you that healed yourself. And funny to mention Jesus and healing yourself. There's people that mention when Jesus used to heal people, like putting, there was a dude that was blind, right? There was a dude that was blind. Jesus puts a little bit of saliva and dirt in his eyes. Who the hell, who knows why? But this is what he chose to do. He put a little bit of soil, a little bit of saliva in there, and then boom, the guy, it's a miracle. The guy can see again. What really happened was that guy healed himself. Jesus just gave him the confidence to believe that he can. He believed, I am healed. Thus, he was healed. You see what I'm saying? At the same time, Jesus also had a lot of power. If you were considering him as a real entity, he did have a lot of power because he did reach a state where this energy is just flowing to you. It's the same as Krishna, Buddha, and all of these other entities that reached what, enlightenment, Godhead, a mushtif, whatever you call it, right? All of these things, I don't want to say they're the same, but they pretty much are. It connects you with something with this energy is flowing back and forth. So what I'm getting at is if you're telling yourself that this is real, whether you tell yourself it's a psychological thing, I'm going to reprogram my brain to believe that I am great at making money by doing this ritual, it will work for you. And if you tell yourself, I'm going to call on my goddesses and my gods and goddesses, I'm going to petition this to Krishna, or I'm going to ask Kalima, or I'm going to, ask Pan or this or that or whatever deity or god or goddess or whatever it is that you work with, right? Then those entities come through for you. Because you got to remember, even if these entities weren't real, they become real. They become real because of the fact that so many people believe in it, call upon it, and are doing this. Everybody's energy, believing that this is real, it sort of creates a thing. It's kind of like a servitor. You can research that on your own. What's a servitor? There's a great video. If you look up servitor, the very first video is about 40 minutes long. It's a beautiful video that will let you know about all of that. And there's some people that believe all of these entities are pretty much servitors. We created them, let them out there. People believe them, and they become stronger the more people believe. Now, why am I getting into all of this thing? Is because you need, on top of your diet, and all of this, which I'm going to get back to that because there's something I forgot to mention last time. A lot of this is going to be all in your head. You have to believe this works. Regardless if you're an atheist, if you're a theist, whatever you are, you have to believe it works. So you go about it the way you want to go about it. You tell yourself this is all psychological. I'm going to do self-hypnosis and make me believe that I'm great at speaking to women. Make myself believe that I'm awesome at making new friends when I go to the bar. I'm going to make myself believe that I'm extremely keen and just like eagle eye on opportunities to make money and to make moves, right? So when you get your mind in this set, you're eating correctly, and what I'm about to tell you right now, everything is going to start working better. Your magic is going to work better, your telekinesis. You have to believe that you can move that object in order to move it. So sometimes if you see the object moving a little bit and you wasn't really doing nothing, or you're not sure if you're doing nothing, if you're not sure, like if there's a fan blowing right on your thing, then you know it's not you. But if it moves and you're not really sure if there was a gust of wind or what it was, just believe it was you. It's kind of like bumper weights. It gives you confidence. And then you're going to start noticing, hold on, I'm making this spin. I stopped it. Now I'm making it spin the opposite way. I stopped it. Then the opposite way. Stop. And you change the intervals. This way, then stop. Then do it again on this side. And to the left, and then stop. And then to the left, stop. And then to the right, and then stop. And you keep moving that pinwheel And you're going to start to realize this is not a coincidence. Every time I push this way, it goes this way. Every time I stop, it stops. Every time I go the other way, it goes the other way. There's no wind, there's no this, there's no that. And then that idea that you're the one doing it is going to solidify, and you're going to know for a fact that it was you. You know what I'm saying? So now what I forgot to mention to you guys last time was showering, which is a very big thing that nobody's really paying attention to. The fact of the matter is, one of the biggest reasons why I tell people you need to stop drinking water from the tap and soda and all of that. You need to drink distilled water, not even bottled water, distilled water. You got to check your bottled water companies. These bottled water companies sell you this tiny bottle of water, and you're drinking it thinking this came from a river. Meanwhile, if you look at the label, it says open source. And an open source bottled water company means that they just filled this water with tap water, and they're selling it to you with the convenience that you can drink it outside. You can buy it from the store. But in reality, it's just tap water. It didn't come from no river or nothing like that. And even if it did come from a river, we need to remember what is the pH level of the water in this river. You know what I'm saying? Does this river, what's in it? We say minerals, but which minerals? Did they actually test to see what minerals? Are there any heavy metals? Is there anything else in there that's bad for you? Now, if we're talking about tap water, there's definitely stuff that's bad in there for you, because you're going to have the chloride, the chlorine, all of that stuff, and the fluoride. Fluoride. Who hasn't heard about fluoride yet? Fluoride calcifies your pineal gland, right? But guess what? Fluoride actually is absorbed through the skin better than when you drink it. So if you stop drinking tap water and you're drinking just distilled water with the salt and potassium, the sodium and potassium, the salt, the sea salt, and how you call cream of tartar, right? If you're drinking that and you're getting fortified, you're getting all of these electrolytes, right? But then you go and take a shower, and you're just drenching in all of this chlorine and the fluoride, which is going through your skin anyways. When you brush your teeth, it's going through your skin, your gums and your mouth anyways, and you're still getting all of that fluoride. So what I'm gonna recommend is you spring for a reverse osmosis what's it called, a reverse osmosis filter. So you get a reverse osmosis filter, which is about $200. Some of them are different prices. You put it on your sink. Now you wash, you drink, you do everything with that water. There's no fluoride, there's no nothing on anything anymore. You're Gucci, you're good. Now you're good. The bathroom, the same thing. It's a little expensive, right? But it's better than nothing. And if you can't afford that, you get the type of filter that you are able to afford. Just make sure that the filter takes out the fluoride, the chlorine, and the heavy metals. They have an extremely cheap thing about this big. Like, it's like about like this big. It's about this big, about yay high. You hook it up to your shower head, right? And it has 8 layers of stuff in here, and it's gonna collect all of the crap out of that water. And when it comes out the other side, now you're taking a shower and clean, good water with no fluoride. The fluoride is not seeping into your skin. Toothpaste, get yourself on Amazon a bag of food grade of organic sodium bicarbonate, which is pretty much just baking soda. So you get baking soda, but the organic kind, so you don't have to go to the store and get the cheap kind. You're getting the real good stuff here. You mix that with a little bit of oil, or like any type of oil, honestly. You can mix it with some coconut oil, and you brush your teeth with that. Now you're not getting it in your mouth. And that stuff gets your mouth way cleaner, and it takes care of odor, all of that stuff, everything bad, even better than anything you can buy in the stores. And get yourself a probiotic soap bar. Don't use none of these soaps from the stores with all these chemicals in it. Get yourself a probiotic soap bar. And I'll be back to you guys in a minute.